Well, hey everybody, it's Sandy and welcome back to my channel dedicated to helping you advocate for your own health, one topic at a time. So today I have a product review, guys. I'm really excited about this one. It is the Readimask. Yeah, so again, this was another one of those products that came up in the Sandy's DIY Health Advocacy Facebook groups page. So if you haven't already gone over there, I would invite you to head over to Facebook and ask to join that group. It's just a really nice group that people troubleshoot and help each other out. People post articles and all kinds of things. Well, every now and then somebody asks about a particular product, and this was one of them. Now, I also want to thank people who have reached out directly to manufacturers or retailers and offered them a link to my channel, asking them if they would consider sending me some products for review that you guys are interested in. I'm happy to do that as well, but I think it's always a little more persuasive coming from viewers. Now, in this case, I reached out to the Readimask company and they were so nice, really responsive and quick, and said they'd be sending me some stuff in the mail to give it a try. And sure enough, I got a pretty generous donation here of products to try. So this is a pack, a sealed pack. I haven't opened this one yet. Everything comes in sort of a Ziploc kind of bag. So this is a 10 pack of their masks. And then they also sent me in a separate Ziploc bag, but without the marketing material. So like this one has the cardboard insert with some marketing material on it. These were just in another Ziploc bag, and they sent me two different sizes in here. They sent me a few of their larges. I think they sent 3 larges, and then they sent 2 smalls for me to try. Now, these that I have out of the pack, I have tried these, and I'm going to tell you about my experience with them as well. I'm going to try those on for you. I'm also going to try some new ones that haven't been used yet on. And the 10 pack they sent me was in the size small. First, I'll just back up for a second and tell you what the Readimask is. The Readimask is marketed as being the strapless N95, so it seals. It has a silicone adhesive all around its borders and then a very precise method by which you'd put it on so that you can get a good seal. It has a NIOSH approved N95. You will see the NIOSH certification number on Readimask's website. It is all made in the USA. It comes in 2 kinds, not only 2 sizes. So like I said, they have a small and a large. They also have a small and a large that have a face shield attached. So that's the kind where the shield is actually attached to the top layer of the mask, and the shield is up here and open on the top. So I didn't get any of those. Frankly, I'm not really a big fan of that kind of thing. Not that I don't think that they made a good product with that. My guess is they probably did. But it's not my sort of thing. I like to have more fitted eyewear, so either goggles or glasses or something like that. But they do make those as well, both in the small and the large size. So it says on their website that these are for anybody ages 5 and up, that it's safe to wear for extended use. They say that the products will last 3 years on the shelf. That again, they are tested and NIOSH approved, and that they are designed to get a perfect seal. I hate the word perfect, but they are designed to get a perfect seal. The adhesive is a medical silicone adhesive, so it's designed to be hypoallergenic. It's designed, of course, for filtration on inhale and exhale. Of course, being an N95, it's supposed to filter at least 95% of small particles. They say that on the various third-party testing that they did, that their filtration averages 99.76% efficiency. It is a 4-layer construction. I was really shocked to hear that because I read that after I had had a chance to try it out, and it just feels so thin. I just had no idea this was 4 layers. So it's kind of 4 layers. The innermost layer is just this adhesive that's only around the periphery. So I guess maybe I wouldn't call it 4 full layers, but it has an outermost layer of mesh, and that's just gives it its form. The next layer in is its filter. That's an N95 melt blown. I assume that's polypropylene. I guess it could be polyethylene, but I'd be shocked. Then there is an inner material that's nice and soft. And then finally, the adhesive that sits only around the periphery. And let me tell you about the price point, and then I'm going to tell you a funny little backstory about my creating this video, because this is the second time around that I'm doing it. So the 10 packs sell for $49.99 retail. They also offer an option that they call unstamped. So unstamped means it's their same product, but it doesn't have the NIOSH. So I'm going to try to give you a close-up of where it has the NIOSH approval stamped on it. And I see that some of the ones they sent me actually are those. So this one, I can't find a NIOSH stamp on it, so I assume this is one of their unstamped. So if you want to go with the unstamped, you save $10 on the 10 pack, so it's $39.99 instead of $49.99. They also have a single pack mask where, depending on what you're buying, it'll be $5.99 or $6.99 for the single pack. I think I'd be kind of nervous to buy a single pack of anything like this because, like, what if, one of them you open it up and for whatever reason you have a little bit of a learning curve with this? Yeah, whatever. It just seems kind of dicey to me to buy just one. On the other hand, the obvious advantage is that would be sealed on its own, that single one you buy, whereas when you buy the 10 pack, these are all sealed together in one Ziploc. Anything over 75 is a free ship. Okay, so yeah, let me tell you the quick funny backstory about this. So John, who is the founder of the company, I had heard already that he's very responsive and really easy to talk to. So when he sent me an email saying that these products were on the way, he asked me if I would also do a Zoom call with him briefly after I received them. And I kind of thought, I had mixed feelings about that because on the one hand, I certainly like to learn and glean everything I can so that I can disseminate that information to any of my viewers. But on the other hand, there's like a fine line between that and sort of getting a leg up and getting all kinds of special treatment. And I try to bring viewers an experience that likely is going to mirror what they will have. So I don't want to have the benefit of all kinds of extra instructions. I want to know how well the instructions that everybody's getting are going to work and that kind of thing. So I wasn't real sure, but I thought, okay, well, he's sending me all this free stuff. Of course, I'll do a Zoom call with him. So I got the package and I sent him an email saying, hey, I'm in receipt of your items. Thanks so much. And I'm free to do a Zoom call when you'd like. And I didn't hear back from him, and it took several days, and I kind of thought, well, it probably went in his junk folder or his spam folder or something, because I know from what I've heard from many sources that everything good about this person. I thought, you know what, maybe that's the way it's meant to be. I'm just going to leave it at that because I think it's better if I don't do that overall. So I then decided, after I had filmed a whole video about this, and I did the whole review already, this is my second take, I decided, I'm going to reach out to him again, though, just about discount codes. So I typed up a new email, just said, hey, I'm wondering if you had a chance to give a thought to whether you want to offer a discount code to my viewers. And he wrote back and he said, sure. And would you like to do a Zoom call? I thought, okay, he never got my first message. So I said, oh, wow. I said, I've already done the video. I'm really sorry. And he wrote me back and he said, no worries. And then he was so kind. He gave us a 40% discount code, guys. I was like thrilled. Again, that's not an affiliate link. I always say on my channel, for things like this, I don't want the bias that a commission would create. I don't want to bring a biased review. So I try to leverage any influence I have on things like this to just get a better discount for my viewers. And I can't thank you enough, John. 40% off is a very generous discount for this product. After that, I decided, I really can't put that video up without properly thanking him like I just did. So I decided I was going to do the whole review over again, which then begged the question, should I do the Zoom call? I just thought this guy's going to think I'm crazy. So John, I'm sorry I didn't contact you again about the Zoom call, but I decided very last minute to do the video again. I'm probably putting it up online first thing this afternoon. It's morning now, and so I'm hoping I can get the editing done anyway. That's just a funny anecdote about the backstory here, and I just thought I would share it. All right, so when you receive this product, not only do you get very detailed instruction about how to put it on, you also get a barcode that you can scan and you can watch a video. Now, there are a couple of different videos to watch, one for putting on the N95 that includes the shield and one that does not. So make sure that you're pressing the right one or you'll think you're sort of lost at the wrong place in the video. Basically, putting this on comes down to 3 steps. Now, again, I'm going to use this one, which I actually had tried on already and wore it for about an hour around the house. Now, these are single use, so I'm not going to be recommending that. And just like when I've talked about other like N95 respirators that we've used that have the head straps, they're single use too. On those, I really use my judgment. If I wear it for an hour, I might wear it again because I just don't feel that there's enough moisture buildup. And of course, if I can rotate them out so that if it's maybe potentially dirty, it can sit for several days in a plastic bag or something. This is going to be a whole different bar because using this again would really depend on how much you have diminished the seal, because the seal is, of course, where the protection comes in, and it's just this peripheral silicone adhesive. I think that's a kind of a dicier concept with this, and I would be very reticent to wear this out somewhere now that I have worn it once and put it back on. But I just wanted to try it for the exercise so that we could see how it works. Now, the other thing I'll say is I decided not to wear any kind of liquid or cream makeup. Very often I put a makeup base on when I'm on camera. I do, though, on principle, wear a sunscreen every single day. I have very sensitive skin and I've used Retin-A for close to 30 years now, so sunscreen is absolutely imperative. And I was concerned about what kind of seal I was going to get with this. And I debated, because I know some people are going to say, well, you can just put the sunscreen up here everywhere that this isn't covering. But it's hard to know exactly where it's going to stop. And also there could be a point where you have to take this off for some reason. And I just decided that the sunscreen was an absolute must and I was not going to stop doing that. So what I did is made sure that I did that early enough so I wasn't putting this on right after the sunscreen. So a while back I did a video on what is still currently my favorite facial sunscreen. I have a couple of them and maybe I'll do a video in the future about a few of them. But anyway, I'm going to link the video here. It is sort of creamy and emollient. So what I did is I put it on early enough so that it had a chance to pretty much dry down. And then instead of putting my normal camera makeup on over that, I used some powder. Not that I felt like I needed it. I think it'd be perfectly fine to put this on without makeup, but I actually decided that I thought the powder would be a beneficial next step to make this grip a little bit more, especially given the fact that even though I gave it time to dry down, I had the sunscreen underneath. Okay, so that said, now you know what I've got on my face. I've got some powder foundation, a very light dusting of it. So you pull off this background and it's only the periphery, so it's not like a big solid piece of wax paper or something. It doesn't tend to quickly stick to itself and get all crumbled up like, you know, saran wrap or something. That's one thing I was really worried about. And you can tell this is the top because it has actually a thicker piece of that. It's just a wider band of that silicone adhesive than you have down here. It's also a little bit longer on the top. And the instruction is to start at the top. Now, one thing that's really nice about this is I've mentioned I have these deep set eyes and this concavity in here that is sometimes hard to get a mask or respirator to conform into that area well enough that I don't get leak out of there. So this is a really nice aspect. So you start with the nose. I would round it over the nose and I press in where I have that concavity first. I don't press out until I've got this right where I want it. And then while I'm holding this down, so I'm holding this piece down a bit, while I'm doing that so that I don't pry it even the slightest bit loose, I move out to the periphery. So same thing here. I'm going to make sure I'm only sticking right here in the medial aspect of my nose, and then I'm going to come out. So that's step one. So you've got the entire top border sealed down. The next step is twofold. The first part is going to be to get the sides to come down until they meet at the same time as you're opening your mouth. They say to open the mouth slightly. I have found that it's better to open my mouth, you know, not as wide as I possibly can, but not slightly either. I open my mouth substantially. Now, the reason for that is when you open your mouth, that creates more distance down here, right? Your chin drops. So if you don't open your mouth and you seal this thing up, then when you try to open your mouth to speak, you're not going to have enough room. So it is important that you open the mouth when you go to seal these sides down. So you're just going to work your way down the sides. I'm going to open my mouth. So it's going to be hard for me to talk right now when I do this, but okay, my mouth is open. Down the sides until they meet. And push them together both this way and this way. So you're pushing these together and you're also pushing them down under the chin. And then the next thing is to bring these together here. Now, they say no silicone should be exposed at this point. So that really means around here. These two might not match up exactly, and then you've got a little exposed here. Not a big deal. You know, you can just fold this over if you want so that that's not exposed. And now you see it is sucking in and letting go when I inhale and exhale. Now I will do a little bit of a fit test and see if I feel anything moving. Now, one thing that I feel different, and it's because I have reused this, and that's why I decided to do this on camera, having reused this, and I have come to the conclusion that it is a bad idea to reuse this. I have the tiniest bit of leak right down here. This is a spot where, because it comes together in a couple different directions, it's going to be very important that it seals, and it seals correctly the first time. But now that I have used it already, I think it has diminished that adhesive a little bit, and I have the tiniest bit of a leak down here. Now, do I think this is still probably sealed better than almost any mask or respirator I've worn? Yeah, I do. I would think that I'm probably pretty good even with the tiniest little bit of leak down here, but it sort of defeats the purpose of wearing it. This issue that I'm having right now with a tiny leak here is really because this has been reused. And I know that because I've tried it both ways, used, new, and back to used. And when I hold it here so that it seals better, there's no leak anywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and put a brand new one on. And after that one, I'm going to show you about the removal. All right, so this one's brand new. It actually has a stiffness to it. I've never removed the backing. So I'm going to go ahead and take that backing off now. Now, I will say, be careful when you remove the backing that you're actually taking the whole thing, because there's a couple layers here where the adhesive is. As I said, it's a 4-layer mask, so you could actually pull those layers apart if you're not careful. So again, I'm going to start at the middle of my nose, and I'm going to push inward so that I've got this all sealed. I'm going to push inward here, and then with the other hand, move outward. Same thing here. I'm going to push inward, and with this other hand, I'm going to move outward. And now I'm going to open my mouth so that I create the room to talk, and I'm going to bring the sides down until they meet. And then I'm going to connect these two together. Again, I've got a little sticking out here. What I would probably do is fold this over on itself, just so I don't have all that adhesive exposed, but I don't think it's a big deal. Okay, and again, you see the sucking in and blowing out, and that's exactly what we want to see. I feel no leak whatsoever. I have absolutely no leak. I'm going to put my safety goggles on here, which again are dirty as usual. I've got smudges all over them. I know you see my ring light when I do this. Yeah, that's nice. You know, I keep saying maybe it would help if I clean these before I get on camera. Okay, so how to take this thing off. They say you can basically pull from here, from down here, and pull out and up and take the thing off. I'm going to respectfully caution, again, that's probably fine. It's not unsafe or anything, but I really would like to caution those of us who have delicate skin, especially if you have this kind of up under the eyes. I pull to take it off only until it's about up to here. And then I kind of more carefully hold my skin down and walk along this area of, you know, where my skin is delicate under the eyes. So I'm going to show you that. And then I'm also going to talk about the sizing and put on a large. I'm going to show you the size difference. All right, so to take this thing off, I do pull here like they said. Oh, you just see what your skin looks like while you're doing that. But my skin under my eyes is just really sensitive. It's very thin. Okay, so in this sample pack, they also included a couple of the size large. Now in the 10 pack, they gave me the smalls, but I got to thinking, you know, I definitely got a nice fit, but what I saw in the videos and in the literature that they enclosed is that it was really designed to completely go down underneath the chin. So mine ended up about here. I have a long, narrow face. Now, does it matter? No, because it was totally sealed without any leak, but it really was right about here at the tip of my chin. It wasn't like solidly underneath. So if you're used to that feeling of like a mask coming solidly underneath, you think that might annoy you. I don't know. I decided that I was going to open up one of these larges here on camera and let us have a chance to see how this one works. All right, so same thing. Wow, it is quite a bit larger. You have to deal with your hands kind of keeping it from folding over on itself. Again, all the way along the face. Okay, and I'm going to open my mouth, but I'm going to go all the way down along here, and you'll see that it goes down under the contour of my chin. So this actually meets way down underneath my chin, and then I'm gonna fold this together. Again, I ended up with a little bit here sticking out, not a big deal. I'm gonna fold it over. Just because I don't want to go around picking up dust or anything from the air, okay? So for me, I'd say I could go either way, and I would wear the small or the large. It just so happens that I have a size face that I could do that easily with either one. On the one hand, this was easier to get it down all the way under the chin, which is sort of just more familiar to me and what feels like more secure, I guess, in a way, although I don't think it really is. The flip side of that is this is roomy enough for me that I feel like I have to be very careful about the fit test. And I feel like I could have a very subtle leak in this without knowing it as easily. So I have to be really careful, make sure I'm feeling everywhere. And again, yeah, nice. Again, only smudges, no fogging. Okay, so let me give you my thoughts on this product. First of all, I just want to thank John and the people over at Readimask so much for, first of all, sending me the samples that I could review for my viewers here, but also for the very generous discount code, which is Sandy40, so that you can get 40% off of these guys. I think that's a really great deal. Where will I use them? Do I see myself using these? Yes, I like the product. Now, this is not something I see myself using all the time. I can see myself using it though for certain circumstances where it will be particularly beneficial in the kinds of places where there's just no good solution. For example, haircuts, right? Getting your hair cut or colored. The thing with the ear loops, I think we've talked about that. If right now in the time of Delta and the more awareness about aerosols, I know a lot of people like the KF94 and other respirators that have ear loops. According to the US standards, a respirator by definition has to have a head strap. An ear loop does allow for a lot more leak. I know people watch Aaron Collins' channel, and I really do like Aaron Collins' work, but when he tests these KF94s, I think he underestimates that degree of leak allowance, and you have to recognize that when you see him try these masks on, and he measures the filtration. He's measuring that on his face. Aaron has a pretty full face. I don't. I have sort of a slim face. I also have these contours, like I said, the concavity around my eyes. You know, there's all sorts of individuality when it comes to various face shapes. And when you're dealing with something like a KF94 or a KN95, you're just going to have a lot more room for leak because by definition, they allow for something like up to 11% leak. So I'm really not interested in that. And I'm interested in what by US definition is a respirator and therefore NIOSH approved. So I guess, you know, I misspoke a moment ago because these are approved even though they don't have a head strap, but that's because I think the silicone adhesive is uniquely qualified to do the work of the head strap and probably arguably even better. Now, for those of you who have sensitive skin and worried about wearing something like this all day, you know, I haven't worn this all day. I've worn this around for an hour or two, and I have very sensitive skin. This does not feel like the tape or the adhesive, even with Band-Aids. You can definitely feel that it has a silicone sort of texture to it. I haven't found that it's made me red. You can see now I've taken two of them. I've taken on and off and put a third one on, taken it off in front of you. I don't have any redness that I can see showing up. You know, I wouldn't want to be pulling on my skin around my eyes too many times in short succession, but I haven't had any issues in terms of my skin reacting to that. And my skin does tend to react to Band-Aids, almost any adhesive except a Tegaderm, and even a Tegaderm if it's tight or something. I tend to get red and irritated and itchy with adhesives. I think this feels like a very unique kind of silicone product that also has enough grab that it's an adhesive. Out of all the things that I'm impressed with about this product, and there are many, I think the silicone adhesive is a home run. I do see myself using these, and I see these having a very nice, unique role in my life going forward. You know, the only reason I'm saying that I don't, there's nothing wrong with wearing this for just a short period of time and then replacing it. It's just that I do think that unlike the N95, you really do have to replace this each time. I wouldn't even wear this for 10 minutes, take it off, and then put it back on, not because the filtration I think would be impaired, but I would just be very concerned that this silicone adhesive would be impaired. The silicone adhesive is imperative. That has to be working impeccably for this to be doing what it's supposed to do. So yeah, I hope this helps, and let me know if you guys have used it already. Anybody that has used it, let me know what your experience has been like, how you like it, what you're using it for. For those of you who haven't used it, I hope that the generous discount code will encourage you to go over there and give it a try, because I think this is going to fill an unmet need for me, and that's especially namely the hair salon. But let me know if you guys try it. I hope you will. And John, thank you again for your generous discount code, and congratulations on your wonderful product, and all the best with it. And until next time, be well. Bye-bye.